Darling Peggy Howell, I wanted to let you know that I've been working incessantly, day and night, and this stuff with Bravo is just coming at a perfect time, and then the subjugation stuff. I mean, I'm sorry that it's taken so long, in the delays, and I haven't had much of an opportunity to take any time to go to Poland and explain to the U.S. State Department why I have money in Poland that I didn't claim on taxes years ago. But I thought I would wait until I was much older and could live overseas with credit cards and not worry about that too much. So since I don't have to explain myself to them right now about that, and since all this stuff is going to be rectified soon, I love you. And to tell you the truth, I have not even been reading your emails because I didn't want to be afflicted with the responsibility of the guilt that I put on myself and the shame for having been delayed as much as I have, for the delightful artists that have actually given me an opportunity through your graciousness, to extend me with an opportunity to expand other people's horizons in regard to art and the imperative aspect of what it does to a person's soul in regard to seeing other people's creativity and the delightful aspect of the way that it's a communion of sharing, even if the artist isn't there. But if somebody's there to explain it, then it's even more of that because it puts more of a personal, a personal touch to it, which is something I think that you and I both know that I'm very capable of, especially with my audiographic memory. So I'm quite proud of myself for, my accomplishments as of late. And one of them will be quitting smoking here in short order. But if you haven't noticed, Peggy, I have delightful new lips. I've been sucking on ice cubes and frozen lollipops for a few days because, it's not a good idea to leave an Irishman homosexual alone in a medical spa, with full services available. I mean, my hair has changed color so many times in the last few weeks just as a measure of relaxing and having somebody tend to me. Well, I tried to tend to everybody else's needs, the community, and the things that I stand for. But I am really proud of myself from an aspect of being able to tell you that I do love you, Peggy. I have since the day that I saw and felt, your exuberance and your excitement to see me, in a slightly manic dispensation, but I'd been disrespected, and so, when I'm disrespected, I react very, very, let's just say I'm a little bit of a live wire when it comes to that, so, I have proved myself with, and to have exacting standards. It's a little hard to tell, with a white beater on and a delightful Donald Trump tie. But I do want to show you that I'm at least wearing appropriate socks and Louis Vuitton shoes for the occasion. I thought I was going to transit out to the pool in the mansion, but something I'm excited about is that, I think, Peggy, what we're going to be able to do here, and don't mind me, I'm really not smoking in a medical spa. I mean, that would be sort of atrocious. So, I'm on the outside back deck. We're doing some construction. I'm not really in the medical spa having to smoke, because... But back to us. So, in speaking to us and of us, Peggy, there's very few times in my life that I've been afforded the love that you've afforded me, and I know that you did it out of the love that you have to love, and and that love has graced you with many gifts in your life that that have supported you to be the kind of person that would do something like this for myself. And that I've gone through some, let's say, some arduous considerations that would have led anyone to a bit of a delay. But the fact that I had little support in that regard, except for Letitia Luna, is something that other people will regret for the rest of their lives. Because I'm going to shame them into perpetuity by being the most successful person I've ever met. I've done it a million times. And so I wanted to show that in short order it can be done. Against all adversity, when people care about you enough. And see, it wouldn't have been enough if just Letitia had extended her maternal graciousness and her love for other people, as she so willingly does in a very selective way. And if it wasn't selective, it wouldn't be appreciated because, she might as well be giving candy out on the street corner, and that's not what love is. And I feel that you've done the exact same thing to me. I mean, you saw in me something that you respected, but you saw in me something that was vulnerable and temporarily injured, let's just say. And so other people took advantage of that. And taking advantage of that is a deplorable aspect of human nature. It's like when somebody gets shot in the street, and then instead of aiding the fact that the femoral artery is bleeding out, they're stealing money from their pockets because, they're incapacitated. I mean, we don't live in Mogadishu, for Christ's sakes. I mean, this is the United States of America. People are supposed to live and love and respect each other in the community that they live in. And all I see is despicable, self-interest and this, lack of propriety in regard to the one-upmanship. Oh, one up this, and the Jones, and fuck the Jones. I don't even know anyone named Jones. Oh, I do, actually. Linda Jones, quite delightful. That's true. I forgot I have a besties friend named Jones, because all of my new friends I've put in a different category from my old friends. My old friends are the ones that I learned things from, the ones that are no longer here. And I do have some delightful old friends. Elizabeth Francis Teef, who I would have to say at the time was an assistant. But you can't call somebody like Elizabeth Francis Teef an assistant. I mean, she showed up for work drunk in the morning. Or at least